Hello everyone. Good afternoon po sa lahat nandito, no? So for today, we will actually be talking about the second module in our subject, graphic designing. So last week kasi I was able to discuss the the basic principles and the different elements of graphic design. So I hope may natutunan tayo from last week's discussion. So for today, we will actually focus on what we call the topic, developing designs for logo. Diba? As I have mentioned, this is actually one of actually the most important test na requirement kapag ka gusto nyo kubuhan ng National Certification Level 3 natin. So, let's talk about how to at least develop some designs for logo. First of all, have you ever seen a big brand without any logo? Diba? It's impossible for us to actually have a branding without any logo at all. Kasi imposible. That's because there aren't any. A logo has a major impact on how your customers will perceive your brand. So naturally, you want your logo to be outstanding and unique as possible. Now, how do we even get there? That's why I have prepared here the important concepts or knowledge on how we actually develop some designs for logo. This is actually like a skill na di-develop natin from time to time na at least kapag ginagawa natin lagi, mas masasanay tayo na gawin siya. Alright, number one, you have to understand why you need a logo and why it needs to be great. Now, you know what? In the field of business, if for example, it's actually like dating. You are trying to gather some customers. You're actually trying to, attract the right customers and make them fall head over heels in love with your brand. It's the same concept. So you have to think. You have to be very creative when creating your logo. Think of your logo as a picture on your dating profile. It's what's going to make people take interest and try to learn more about you. Or swipe left because you're not for them. Or so you want actually to look your best, right? Now, your logo, by the way, will actually play a very huge impact on the first impression your business is going to make. It will simply give your customers those information about your brand and let them know if it is right for them. Well, because your logo is such an essential part of your brand, because your logo is actually such an essential part of your brand, and you always wanted to make sure that it is actually being done well. Uh, Logo will always give the impression or lasting impression to your customers, especially sa mga kahit kanino, kahit hindi mo man yan customers, kahit dun sa mga newcomers natin sa business natin. That's why logo actually plays a very important role in any kinds of business. Okay, so that's number one. You have to understand why you need a logo and why it needs to be great. Number two here, define your brand identity. So when we say identity, this is actually one way for you to communicate your brand's personality. You can actually do that by simply defining your brand identity. And in order to do that, you first need to understand what your brand's core personality is. Once you have a clear idea of what makes you unique and what your brand is all about, it will be much easier for you to make design choices that complement and complete the picture. Now, say for example, on this logo example na nakikita natin on the right side, this is actually all about coffee. Diba? Na native coffee. So, syempre, since it's all about coffee, yung design ng kanyang logo, of course, looks like a coffee seed natin. So, you have to ask some questions. You have to, consider these questions whenever you try to create or define your brand identity. Why did we start this business? What are the beliefs and values that are important to us as a company? What do we do better than anyone else and what makes us special? Diba? If we could describe our brand in 3 words, what would they be? What are the 3 words we would want our customers to use to describe us? Now, and based on my experience as a graphic designer and of course a logo maker, most of my clients kasi ang pinapagawa nila is logo. So the first question na lagi kong tinatanong sa kanila kapag ka nagpapagawa sila ng logo is tungkol saan nga ba yung business nila. Diba? So, I usually put some research to it. So, if their business is all about shawarma brand, for example, I have to consider some related stuff, some related things that will best describe logo or that will best describe what shawarma is. 'Di ba? So, pwedeng gano'n. Another example is for gaming logo, for example, 'di ba? So, ano nga ba? Ang technique ko dito is nililista ko muna yung mga word before I create the logo. Nililista ko muna yung mga word kung saan pwede tayong or kung saan magde-describe doon sa logo or business na meron sila. Kung ang business nila is all about food, I'm trying to write at least 3 to 5 letters that best describe, I mean, 3 to 5 words that best describes their business. 'Di ba? So, kapag nagawa ko na yun, this is actually the time for me to get some inspiration, which is the number 3. You have to find some inspiration for your design. This is basically the hardest part of the design process and can be searched for logo inspiration. Luckily, we've got some tips for you that will make it really easy. Now, number 1, you have to start with a brainstorm. Even though you are alone or even though you are with a team, you have to consider starting with a brainstorm. Kasi hindi naman porke nag-drawing ka ng logo, that's it. Diba? Hindi lang yun yung pinaka gagawin mo. Perhaps you are a conceptual person and like to start off with collecting verbal ideas, just like what I have done earlier. Diba? Gumawa muna ako ng 3 words. Diba? This time, we have what we call the brainstorming. It's important to have a brainstorm, diba? To at least pen down the look and feel you're trying to achieve. Here are the 3 steps that will help you draw out the best creative logo ideas. Number 1, you have to follow the rules of brainstorming. Now, it's all about how you actually get those ideas out. Kaya mas maganda kung may kasama ka rin minsan, no, na alam mo yun, na gumagawa nito, especially if you are in a team. Number 2, think like your audience. Make a list of words that describe your brand and how you want it to be perceived. Think like a person in your target demographics and always remember what would be important to them. And number 3, you have to get everyone involved. A one-person brainstorm is fine, but only diversity will make the magic happen. Bring in people from every department or even friends and business partners. Of course, the more perspectives, the better. Now, the best example here na experience ko when creating a logo is actually ito. We have decided, me and my co-teachers have decided to create the official logo of the Information and Communications Technology Department. Okay? So, syempre, since ako yung pinaka gumawa ng logo ng ICT natin, hindi ko totally idea. Okay? Because I asked my co-teachers, of course, my fellow ICT faculty, to at least give me some, or give some feedbacks with regards on how they see or they view the logo of ICT. So after many revisions, after many tries, we were able to at least come up with a very simple ICT logo na ginagamit namin as a branding of ICT. So yan, di ba? We have here the basic, images that would describe our ICT department. Number 1 is actually the pencil and of course the what do you call this one? The tech pen, for example. Yan, 'di ba? So itong mga to kasi it's under animation subject. So ICT is under animation. We also have here a USB drive which represents programming, 'di ba? Yung mga yan. And of course, the font is somehow different. It's techy, 'di ba? Tapos meron tayo dito mga boards that would describe ICT as a whole. So, hindi lang ito as is na drawing namin yun na yun. Siyempre, I presented an initial design. Hindi yan lang ganyan ang itsura noon. I presented an initial design and from that design, my colleagues actually, or me and my colleagues, went to have some brainstorming and we actually let all of our ideas all out. Went out. Diba? So, kaya kami nakakreate ng ganitong klaseng logo. Ayan. So, number 4, we also have to check out the competition. The best place to steal, borrow ideas, your competition. Actually, hindi ko to nire-recommend, syempre, di ba, na magnakaw tayo. Syempre, sinong may gustong magnakaw, of course. But, what we are actually trying to do here is to check the competition and branch out from that one. Check out what's already out there, what works well with your audience, and what you should avoid. While stalking those other businesses, think about what makes them different from you and how you can emphasize these differences in your logo design. So you have to be, you have to be sure to clearly set yourself apart from your competition. If all other businesses in your industry are going monochrome, maybe you should opt for some color to stand out. Actually, itong logo namin na to, although brainstorm namin, I mean idea to, just doing you know, a simple Google search is actually a form of us looking for some inspiration, 'di ba? So, try to check. We actually tried checking out some existing ICT logos out there. Yan. So, we checked some logos siguro sa mga ibang school. Tapos, isa-isa namin dito. And we have noticed kasi na when we say ICT, the boards or the chipboards, ito tong mga style na ganito, are always there. Di ba? So, yung may mga ganyan karamihan. So, we actually got this idea, this look and feel of our logo by simply searching, by simply checking out those competitions that we have. Napaka, di ba? Napaka-evident kasi pag ICT, may mga, this actually signifies communication and technology. Di ba? So, ganon. Pero, syempre, hindi pwedeng manggaya. Hindi tayo pwedeng manggaya, hindi rin tayo pwedeng magnakaw ng kahit anong logo. Because that's your branding. That's actually your branding. Number 5, you have to choose your design style. Now, when we say design style kasi, it's actually, you have to think about your logo. The first thing you want to do is to pick the right design aesthetic for your brand. There's no one style that is right for everyone. Only what's best for your brand. Now, we have here the following examples of design style. We have classic. Yan. It looks something like this. Classic style gives you better staying power and can help you reach a broader audience. And this aesthetic keeps it simple and doesn't venture out into crazy color palettes. And napakasimple lang. Ito classic itong sa amin eh. We have also retro or vintage. Yan. Kapag vintage naman, it tells the customers that the history is important to you and that whatever you sell is done right. So, worn and hand-illustrated logos in brown and beige color palettes fit this aesthetically beautifully. Yan. Number 3, we have modern and minimalists. Yan. Pag modern and minimalist, it actually shows your customer that your brand is up-to-date, cool, and knows what counts. So, parang ganyan, di ba? We have like logos that are fun and quirky, like this logo here, diba? It's a style that tends to be colorful and cute and often uses symbols or illustrations to create a positive and friendly vibe. So go for a whimsical mascot or a sweet illustration to let your brand's fun character shine through. We also have here handmade and handcrafted. Ito mga to. So ang handmade naman and mga handcrafted logo, it's actually transports a clear message. This brand is individualistic and stands for handmade quality. So parang ito, it works well in combination with other aesthetics like those vintage and can really drive the message home. So yun, try to at least think kung ano nga ba klaseng design style yung kaya mo or pwede mong magawa. We actually opted with classic. One of my colleague or good friend of mine actually, to call this one, have chosen me to create or develop a logo for their business. Kung nakikita nyo to, itong Breastfeeding Care Center of the North, this is actually a business dito here in Baguio City, somewhere sa may Assumption, dun sa may McDonald's sa taas. So, she actually, have chosen me to create a logo for her business na at least hanggang ngayon, di ba? Hanggang ngayon talagang bentang-benta pa rin tong logo niya. So, we started from brainstorming, nagbigay siya ng mga ideas, ng mga samples na gusto niyang makita dun sa logo niya, di ba? So, as the client, you have to make sure to follow you have to follow their demands. So ako, we opted to have a, fun and quirky na style ng logo dito, especially itong may graphics part niya. Diba? So, makikita nyo to lagi. Ako po yung gumawa niyan. Nagkaroon ng ilang revisions dito sa may logo na to. Diba? So, that's number 5. Number 6, you have to find the right type of logo. Diba? Again, typography is an element of graphic design. So, there are actually 7 main types of logo you can choose from when you're creating logo. You can pick the one that suits your company name or overall aesthetic best, or combine them to create something unique. So, we have here letter marks, itong mga to, monogram logos. It can be great to streamline your company logo, especially if your name is very long or hard to remember. Yung mga letter marks natin. So, napakadami din kasing business na, just simply using their initials. So, yan, HP, CNN, or H&M, and so on. Meron din tayong word mark or the logo types, ng mga to. A very straightforward way of using your company name as a logo. So, to give them personality and recognition value, they're all about typography. Just look at the word mark for one. Ito to, nakikita natin dito. Diba? If you got a great name for your brand, this could be the perfect way to put it in the foreground. Ito. We also have the pictorial marks or logo symbols. Yan. It's actually what we think of when we hear the word logo. Kasi pag sinabi natin kasing logo, ang nakikita na lagi natin is yung literal na logo. Diba? There are iconographic images that are easily recognizable and represent your brand with an image. You can choose something simplistic or more complex, but make sure to pick a symbol that creates a unique connection to your brand. In our case, ito, we opted to create a woman with her baby. So ba kasi it's all about the breastfeeding. So ganyan siya. Diba? So that's pictorial marks. We also have abstract logo marks. Instead of recognizable symbol, abstract logo marks are geometric forms. Yan, to. Itong printing natin that don't establish an immediate connection to an existing image. Pero it can create something, entirely new for your brand. We also have here mascots. If you would like to add some personality, ayan, medyo mahirap gawin ito pag may mascot. Ako personally, dito ako hirap gawin itong mga mascot type na logo natin. So they're often colorful, cartoonish characters that represent your business in a family-friendly and approachable way, like the cheerful gadget mall above. Diba? And we also have combination mark. Ayan, it combines a symbol with a word mark to create an easily recognizable logo. So parang ito, it's either placed next to the symbol or integrated in the graphic element, like designer Ludibs. Diba? We also have an emblem type, ito. Similar to the combination marks, emblem logos are also often a combination of word and pictorial elements. Ayan. So, you have to at least consider ano nga ba yung mga logo or type ng logo na gusto mong gamitin. Number 7, you have to pay attention to the colors. Colors can have a ton of different meanings. And as I have mentioned from our previous discussion last week, colors actually entices mood. Diba? The psychology behind color is complex, but to keep it short, colors have certain emotions and ideas attached to them. Say, for example, as I've mentioned, if you would like to trigger some hunger sa mga makakakita na logo mo, you have to use like yellow and red. Diba? Now, you have to learn more about the color theory. You have to check this in-depth guide on logos and their meanings. Ito. Diba? So, it's clickable naman. So, you can actually see the meaning behind these logos or logo colors. Yeah, so, yellow, red, green, blue, and purple, and many colors. So, try additional readings lang naman yan. Yan, diba? So, red stands for excitement, passion, and anger. It's a great choice if your brand is loud, youthful, and wants to stand out. Orange is much less used than red, but it's just energetic. This is a vibrant, invigorating, and playful color. Yellow, if you want to look accessible and friendly, yellow is the right choice. Green is extremely versatile and can work for any brand. It's especially perfect for anyone who wants to establish a connection. Blue is a very classic and common choice. It is calming and cool. Purple can be your ticket to looking luxurious. Depending on the shade, purple can be mysterious, electric, eclectic, or feminine. Purple. Diba? Pink, if you're going for girly, Nothing works better than pink, di ba? With shades like pastel rose, millennial pink, or neon magenta, pink can give your logo a grown-up and cool, but still youthful and feminine look. So again, just visiting the color.adobe.com and trying to take a look at those trendy colors na meron tayo dito. You can just, you can just go ahead and choose the colors na sa tingin nyo babagay dun sa magiging business nyo. Diba? So if your business is all about travel agency, go ahead, choose the following color palettes na meron tayo. Diba? So brown, black, white, and gray. So we have chosen like black. Yan, sleek, modern, and luxurious look. Black will be a great choice. Ito, white, if you want your logo to look clean, modern, and minimalistic. So parang yung ginawa namin dito sa ICT na to. Black and white lang talaga siya. Diba? That's number 7. Number 8, you have to pick the right typography. Now, you want to pick a font that complements and completes your logo. There are 4 basic types of fonts that you can work with to give your logo a unique look. We have here serif, diba? We have here serif, we have here the sans serif fonts, we have the script fonts, and we have the display fonts. So I was able to introduce to you the differences between serif and sans serif. Now, by simply going to Google Fonts, yan, a simple search will do to Google Fonts natin. Napakadami na po dito na font ni Google na napakagandang gamitin pang logo. Okay, so you can just simply go ahead and, for example, if you want to download this one, just click on Download Family. Pwede mo na siyang magamit. And para sa akin kasi si Google Fonts kasi, nandun na lahat na ilagay niya na lahat ng mga fonts na talagang recommendation ng mga graphic designers all around the world as well. Napakadami po. Diba? Pero ako personally, I have 2 main fonts na ginagamit. Number 1 is Bebas. Yan, Bebas New. And Montserrat. Itong dalawang to, lagi kong ginagamit to eh. Yan, Montserrat. Diba? So yan, favorite font ko yung dalawang yan. Kahit, ito, hindi, ibang font to eh. Diba? Number 9, communicate with your designer. Now, since you have considered all of the necessary style points, you're ready to start designing. There are many ways to get a logo, so you should consider which one suits your best. Agency logo contest, yan, one-to-one project or logo maker. Different prices come with different qualities, and all options have their pros and cons. Now, to get a good overview of your options for getting a logo, you can just simply click on the link and read more about this one. So, especially itong part na to. How much does a logo design cost? That is depending on, of course, your client. But then, if, say for example, ito, kapag gusto mong gumawa ng logo, pero mga logo makers lang, yung mga online, it's like around $10 to $50. So, mura na nga actually, $10 talaga ang typical, like 500 pesos lang. Diba? Basic and generic logos built with a selection of stock icons and fonts. Very quick turnaround time. Ito yung mga budget and time-conscious businesses. Ito, in short, Pilipino. Diba? Mga Pilipino. So, ang presyo po, kapag gumagawa tayo ng mga logo na gamit ang mga logo makers natin online, which I will introduce to you later on, will cost you around $10 to $50, of course. Now, kapag freelance designer ka or, design contests, yung mga marunong ka mag-drawing talaga, okay? So, the price is around $300 to $800. So, designers with promise but limited experience or smaller portfolio, ito yung mga lumalaki na graphic designers natin. So, personally, ako po, nung nagpapagawa sila ng logo sa akin, especially mga clients ko, hindi lang kasi sila pumayag na ilagay ko dito sa portfolio ko. Pero basically, yan pwede tayong kumita na around $300 to $800. Diba? Businesses that have a good understanding of the design process, yan, and would rather spend time than money. Ito kasi, we have to understand that logo is all about branding. This will actually serve as your final, your final logo to everything. Halimbawa, ang McDonald's, di ba? Ang McDonald's na logo, napakasimpleng logo ng McDonald's, pero until now, gamit na gamit, di ba? So, kung sino man yung graphic designer nito, napakaswerte. Siguro, Mahal ng binayad. Diba? Yan. So, $300 to $800. Ito naman, kapag ka mga professional na, ito, yung mga freelance designer, yan, or design contest, pwede kang kumita ng $800. So, magkano yung 800 times 5 is, natin, USD. Oh, 42K. Diba? Yan. So, experienced designers and professional service, yan, businesses that want quality on a mid-range budget. And lastly, kapag kayong mga talagang design agency na, mataas. Diba? High quality design. Full service yan. Ibig sabihin, may mga team talaga siya. Creative strategists. Pero syempre, pwede tayo mag-start dito. Yan. So, we have here the following logo makers na pwede nating magamit. Did you know that a simple online logo maker will simply, give you an option to create your own logo na nang napakabilis. For example, based from our written work, no, limbawa napunta sa inyo is ICT. Ayan. So, gawa tayo dito. Pick 5 or more designs you like. Say, for example, I prefer logos that look something like this one, and this one, and this one. Yung mga black lang no, ano. Yung mga simple lang. Ayoko ng mga, medyo trendy. Gusto ko simple lang. Ito. Ayan. I want my colors to look something like this one. Diba? So, ICT slogan is bahala na. The industry was all about computer technology. The budget is around $1 to $99. 5 symbols. I want to have a computer, USB, what else? Related to ICT. Cell phone. Ano pa ba? Gadgets. And related to ICT. Communication. Ayan. Communication. So, let's continue. And automatic. Yeah? It will simply generate automatically. Siyempre, mag-generate tayo ng automatic logo para sa inyo. Antay lang natin ng konti. Napakadami ng ganyan eh. Ayan, di ba? So, pwede na tayo mamili ng mga logo. Di ba? Pwede nating magamit. For example, I want this logo. So, I can just simply sign up. And so on. So, try pa natin gawin. Online logo maker. Let's try this logomaker.com. And let's also try this online logomaker.com. Diba? Napakadami. Even Canva, by the way, also offers logo maker for free. Pero syempre, hindi ito yung hindi ito yung best way para gumawa tayo nito. Kung gusto nating mabayaran ng mas malaki-laki, kailangan alam natin gawin to talaga in person or ng mas ng mano-mano. Based from my experience pag gumagawa po ako ng logo, dinodrawing ko talaga muna. Tapos, after ko siya madrawing, saka ko siya gagawing vector graphics. Okay. Halimbawa, computer. Yun. So, halimbawa, kung gusto ko itong mga ganito, or mga pro naman pala kasi ito, may bayad. Technology, for example. And so, yan. Diba? Pwede nating ma-edit to. Just drill. Lakihan ko lang itong, or liitan ko lang itong size nito. Instant logo. Ito rin, di ba? Start logo maker. Just click on that. It will simply, give you the following. So, for example, kung gusto mo maglagay dito ng symbol na related to technology, napakadami. Ayun, a lot. See, for example, I want cloud. And I want like related to technology. For example, asan yun? Computer, engineering, business, photography, technology. This one. So if I want like a logo related to technology, pwede po natin gawin yan. So maghanap lang tayo dito. See, for example, ang napunta sa inyo is all about ICT. Diba? So just simply choose any logo that best describes ICT. No, mukhang Windows naman to. Tapos ilagay natin siguro bring forward. Tapos ilagay natin dito information and communications technology. I can just simply change how it looks or the font. So, kung gusto ko medyo, yan. Siyempre yung related sa technology, di ba? Static buzz. So, you got the idea, no? You got the idea on how we create logo on our end. Yun, di ba? O, pwede na. Oh, easy, di ba? Pero syempre, do not expect na magiging malaki ang bayad sa inyo. Ito, simpleng logo na, pero goods na goods. Diba? Hindi kayo nahirapan. Napakadali. Yan. A lot. By the way, a lot of logo makers are using online logo makers out there. In this case, this is online, www.onlinelogomaker.com. Ayan. So that's number 9. Let's move on. Number 10, you have to evaluate your logo options. Okay? So get some feedbacks from friends, potential customers, and colleagues to help you make a decision. So in this case, ayan, di ba? You have to consider, of course, you have to be open to constructive criticism. Try to always ask your colleagues what do they think about your logo. And number 11, what not to do when designing our logo. So these are some common pitfalls that await when you are designing your logo. So number 1, don't give in to the cliches of your industry. You're a dentist, so your logo needs to have a tutu in it. Of course, hindi naman, di ba? So here's how to avoid some generic logo. So try to read on this one. Yan, medyo mahaba-haba siya dyan. Yan. Try nyong basahin tong part na to. Basically, it actually tells you that you have to be more creative, but not to the point that that your logo looks complicated. Yan. Don't make it too complicated. Always make sure na simple yan. Simplicity is always the key for a memorable and printable logo. Don't try to be too trendy. Trends are fantastic, but make sure your logo won't look dated in 3 years. Got it? So don't settle for a low quality logo. Yan. To save a few bucks. Your logo isn't the place to skimp, and oftentimes you get what you pay for. All right. What else? Yan. Number 12. Yan. Tingnan natin. Hinahanap ko dito yung... Teka lang ha. Ito yung si Miss yung ginawa natin na logo. Ito. Di ba? So, gamit na gamit. Yan. Ya, gamit na gamit yung logo. Ito yung logo niya dati. So, nag-start from that logo until, yan. Nagawa namin maging ganyan yung logo niya. And little by little, nag-i-improve, di ba? So, yun. Gamit na gamit. So, this will actually serve as your branding eh. So, you have to be very familiar or be very careful when choosing your logo. Wag ka lang laging cliche. Maging creative ka rin. Okay? Now, number 12, integrate your logo design into your brand. Now that you know how to design a logo, what's next? And ito, I suggest the best way to do that is, number 1, and the best way is by simply creating what we call mock-ups. Okay? Pagka may logo ka kasi, kailangan mo ipakita kung ano magiging itsura ni logo mo sa, halimbawa, sa ID. Diba? Nagpagawa rin siya dati ng ID. Diba? So, gawan mo lagi ng mock-up yan. Parang ito. Diba? Meron tayong render dito na yun ang itsura. Diba? Ang kulit. Yan. Make sure to at least provide some mock-ups para sa natin. Hindi ko lang makita dito yung sa ICT pero may ginawa ko dati yung video for ICT on how, the ICT logo was presented as something. To ano to eh, to the animation. Okay, so that's number 12. Actually, that's the last portion of our discussion here. Now, let me explain your written work. For face-to-face classes, nagawa na nila to. Okay, binigyan ko sila ng ng 30 minutes to at least create their own logo. Now, you have to choose one topic for online classes. Okay, you have to choose one topic here, and from that topic, you have to develop two versions of a logo. Number one, the symbolic version should only consist of the graphics that will represent the topic. Number two is the word mark version, should consist of the text that will best describe the topic. So, meron kang symbolic version, ibig sabihin yung graphics lang, yung image lang. Number two, yung word mark version, ibig sabihin yung text lang. Okay. Take note that the logo should be hand-drawn for now and do not include any colors for written work. Now, you will be converting your written work into a much improved version of your logo. So based from your initial logo design, improve on that by adding the necessary colors, lines, letterings, and other elements. You still need to submit two versions of that logo as mentioned from your previous work. So dalawang klase pa rin na logo yan ha. So this time meron na pong color. Sir, can I use online logo makers? Yes, definitely. Okay? So pwede po kayong gumamit ng mga online logo makers natin. Any questions so far? Dito po yan sa may module number 2. Alright, so if you don't have any questions, see you next week for our next discussion. Okay, thank you.